Good Thursday, or hopefully you had a good Thursday. I know it's a crazy world we live in right now, and we'll have to adapt to this new world that we live in. And let's just take it one step at a time, okay? That's the way I'm taking it, and I think everyone should just take it one step at a time. Um, so let's um, let's talk about Shadow. I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to show up. Quite honestly, I wasn't even planning on doing this because it was such a hectic day today. You guys know I keep my life confidential. I don't tell people what I do for a living. It's not that I don't want to tell you what I do for a living. It's just I can't. It's that kind of a job I can't tell you. All right. It's just been a hectic day. Um, and so I figured I'd come in and talk to you guys a little bit, talk about Shadow, talk about Stadia. And since I have spent a lot of time with all these different services, yes, I have been approached by Shadow. Yes, I have been contacted by Stadia as well. So I want to give you guys my honest opinions on all of these cloud gaming services. And based on my opinion, I guess maybe you can determine whether or not this is for you or not for you. So let's kind of dive right into it. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to show up, and then we'll talk about this. Hopefully, you guys can hear me clearly. What's up, Desperado? How you doing? Uh, Hold on a second. I just got to do something here really quick. All right. Some idiot came in. I had to remove him. There's always one. There's always one. Uh, there's always somebody that comes into my chat room because I live in their head, and they're so fucking pissed off that I live in their head and they have no fucking life. So even with this corona shit, they still have no fucking life because they need me to have a fucking life. So that's the person I just fucking blocked. Um, how you doing, Desperado? Good to hear you too, bro. Just don't mind the idiots. Nothing I can do about it. They're like weeds. They grow. You pull one weed out, another one fucking grows. You pull one out, another one fucking grows. Don't have fucking time for that shit. Let them suck each other, fuck each other. I don't give a fuck. Let's go talk about Shadow. Let's go talk about Stadia. Let's talk about cloud gaming. Did I buy the film 1917? No. Honestly, I was so busy, bro. I, as you can tell, I barely had time to do any live stream. And on Friday, I was so preoccupied on testing the Shadow because Shadow was available to me on Friday. So I was so busy testing the Shadow throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I've been having all sorts of issue with the Shadow. And then, of course, uh, this whole coronavirus crap, plus my other job that I do, all that stuff just kind of avalanche together. I haven't got a chance to watch anything. So the last movie I saw was Terminator Dark Fate. That was like the last movie I saw. But I heard great things about 1917. It's a beautiful Dolby Vision film. I'm not sure if it's on IMAX or not, but people are saying it's a beautiful film. The way it's shot, it's not Saving Private Ryan. It's not a documentary with the shaking cameras and all that with vibrational lens. It's not Band of Brothers. It's like one of those movies that's just beautifully shot, you know, uh, with one take. There were so many scenes that were shot with one take. So I really can't wait to see that film. And I know exactly which movie you're talking about, Christopher Dana. So can't wait to watch that. All right, guys. So let's dive right into this. Let's talk about. So this is my shadow, as you can see clearly here. Uh, you can see my arrow here moving left and right. Here I'm personally, right now, I've been testing some latency to see how it works. For some reason, if you have an AMD machine, uh, and I have AMD machine, I have my AMD machine that I built from Dell, which has a Ryzen 7, 8 cores, uh, 4.8 gigahertz, really good Ryzen 7. And I have a Radeon 5700 XT 50th anniversary edition GPU. So I've got uh, like red machine. It's a AMD machine, and for some reason, um, Shadow doesn't seem to work well with AMD machines. Like the application, the 64-bit application doesn't seem to work well with AMD because I tried everything. I tried my laptop Alienware, which is NVIDIA, works fine. I tried my iMac, works fine. I tried my phone, works fine. But when it comes to AMD machine, for some reason, AMD and Windows are just taking a big fart. There's always issues. There are always problems. They don't even support HDR for Doom Eternal for some stupid reasons, even though they were advertising Doom Eternal to work the best on AMD GPU. So go figure. So what questions do you guys have before we start embarking into this? And the latest Blade Runner is beautiful. Yes, Blade Runner is a great movie. Is the lag on the shadow noticeable? Yes. Double X scrolling skin. Yes, it is. But there's a way to work around that. You can work around that. As a matter of fact, um, if you're going to ask me how do you do that, well, I don't know if you can see it or not here. Maybe you guys can. Maybe you can't. You do have the ability to you click on the shadow icon, right? Or you can click Windows and alternate button +0, and you can decide to use a low bandwidth mode, and then you can also select a bandwidth. How much of bandwidth would you like to use? I selected 20 megabits because I'm only uploading 40 megabits right now per second, so it's reasonable for me to use 20 megabits. Um, but the ping, it's looks the one thing I like about Shadow, I'll tell you right now. Their internet, it's really amazing. If you use their internet and you are like uploading videos through Shadow, man, even like 20 gigabyte video will be done within like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Dude, 20 gigabyte video within 5 minutes, done. Uh, I uploaded 30 gigabyte video not too long ago, but the video was blocked and removed due to some copyright music and whatnot that was on there. It was I was testing certain stuff and whatnot. It was basically a Grand Theft Auto 5, and there was some songs playing on there and whatnot, and I was uploading like 30 gigabytes. I'm sorry, into the YouTube, and it uploaded the video within like 8 minutes. It was crazy. So there's some benefits to Shadow. It's not just gaming. Here's the important part that I think a lot of people are missing when it comes to Shadow. Think of Shadow like it's not a cloud gaming service. All right, so let's just get this out of the way so that everybody understand. And this is why I don't like comparing Shadow to Stadia. Stadia, it's a cloud gaming service, meaning you go there, you sign up, you buy their equipment, you pay $10 a month for a pro subscription to use 4K and HDR, and you can click and play the games that you buy from their service. Okay, it's a gaming platform service. It's just you don't have to download any games. You don't have to wait for any updates. You don't have to adjust anything. You just have to have a stable internet and you click and play. So Stadia, it's a very uh, convenient way to play. Click and play, and it works. But it's a uh, gaming platform by Google, streaming cloud gaming platform. This it's a PC. What you are basically doing here is you are renting a PC. Right now, I can go on the Internet Explorer. Where's the Internet Explorer? I can go ahead and I'll show you just how fast. Uh, I'll type it in right now. Here, I can upload, if I want to upload something, I can upload to videos. Here, I'll show you how fast the internet is. So let's go and let's do a test, speed test. Hold on. Speed test by Ookla. And you'll see just how fast the internet speed is here. Yes, I mean, and you'll see it right here. Hold on. Let me just exit this. You'll see it right here. Here we go. Let's click on it, and you'll see just how fast this is. And obviously it says New York, New York, because that's where they connected me. Look at this. 960, 970 megabits per second download speed. It's a 1 gigabit. It's pretty much 1 gigabit, dude. That's 1 gigabit per second that you're downloading. And look at this. The upload speed, it's 100 megabits per second. That's what's going to help you upload the videos, much quicker, much faster. So this is one of the advantages that you get with Shadow, is that you have this ability to do this, and I've been using it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been uploading some videos. I thought about uploading the 4K videos through Shadow, believe it or not, because my internet, I don't know what's going on with my internet, guys. It's just Xfinity. It's been just sucking donkey balls constantly since Friday. It's been just terrible, terrible, terrible service lately. It's just horrible. And when you look at uh, Shadow, they're probably using fiber optics. Fiber optics, obviously, they're able to give you this type of a performance. I wish I had this type of internet, that it was always like this constantly at 984.82 megabits per second download and then 10260 upload. This would be a heaven. Dude, I would be live streaming in 4K every single day. Every single day for you guys. It would be like a 4K heaven. But I don't have that ability, obviously. So, Hey, Cloud Gaming X, how are you, bro? How you doing, man? Yeah, listen, Cloud Gaming X, everybody go check him out. Give a shout out to Cloud Gaming X, Sunny. Uh, Great guy. I've been following him. I've been watching his videos regarding Stadia. And Cloud Gaming X has been supporting Stadia even before Stadia was released. He really was out there, pushing the Stadia games. And I'm glad that there's someone like Sunny in the community who actually understands that one great thing about Stadia is the convenience that we have. The convenience of you not waiting for the downloads, for the convenience of you not waiting for the uploads of something or the updates. I'll give you one example. Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare, with all of the DLCs and the War Zone and everything they have combined, it's about 200 gigabytes. 200 gigabytes on the Modern Warfare. And how long is going to take you, depending on your connection, to download that game, to make an extra space on your storage, and then wait for all the updates. With Stadia, it's very easy, very simple. Click and play. Uh, not too long ago, it was like a half an hour ago, I was playing Stadia straight from my Chrome browser, and I connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot. And even on a Wi-Fi hotspot, like 60 megabits, I was able to play a game. The best way to get in contact with me is through the Twitter. I'll give you my Twitter right here. I'll type it in so you can contact me in direct message. Here, let me show you. Actually, I'm gonna follow you right now. Here, just send me a direct message. I'm gonna follow you now. You're my friend. Um, Here we go. That's you, Cloud Gaming Extreme, right? I see you. I see you right there, Sonny. Cloud Gaming Extreme. Let me give you a link. You probably I'll leave a link here anyway for the rest of you guys, so you can go check it out. I'll put it right here. Just click on it on the Twitter. Do I like Doom Eternal? Yeah, I mean Doom Eternal is pretty cool. I like Doom Eternal. I've been playing Doom Eternal a lot, and I finished Resident Evil 3 demo. Tom Clancy: The Division. It's pretty cool. But the Rainbow Six, it's something that I really like. Now, the interesting thing, and I think people should know this, one of the cool, interesting things about Shadow is once you log into Ubisoft account, once you access the Ubisoft account, that account will be recognized by Shadow, and it will not ask you again to you know how you constantly on the GeForce Now, you constantly have to uh, get your. They prompt you all the time to send you a link so they can recognize that it's you. You have to type in your username, your password. You got to go through all the jumps and hoops constantly. Well, guess what? With Shadow, you don't have to do that. With Shadow, you're pretty much good to go. And here, I'll show you. For example, if I start Tom Clancy Rainbow Six on the GeForce Now, you gotta go and you gotta type in your username, your password. They gotta send you the code. You have to verify the code. Here, I guess maybe because they're a French company and Ubisoft is French, maybe they had some connections. I don't know, but it doesn't ask you all the time to do that, and that's pretty cool. So here, I'll give you one example. Here, I'll click on the Rainbow Six Siege. What is my experience for the Half-Life Alyx? Half-Life Alyx, it's an amazing experience. Dude, I was totally blown away by the game, and just the graphics and the atmosphere, you really feel like you are there. Honestly, the best way to explain it, it feels as if like you are there, like you are really there. You know, and everything's so interactive. You know, picking up the VHS cassette player, moving the camera around, touching everything, and no pun intended. No social social distancing, right? No social distancing in Half Life, but it's such a interactive VR experience that I have never experienced before in the past. I've been using VR for quite a long time, and this game, it redefines what it's possible with virtual reality, you know. And the, I haven't even scratched the surface to what you can do with the Half-Life Alyx, but man, once you put on the VR headset, once you start playing that game, you can't help yourself but you get goosebumps, dude. It's like you it's like Matrix. You being brought into a new world. It's like when you have a good dream. Okay, let's like this, for example. It's like when you have a really good dream, right? You have a really good dream and you just enjoy that dream. And then when you wake up out of that dream, you're like, oh shit, why did the dream end? It was such a beautiful dream. And that's how it feels. It feels like that. It's really an amazing experience, man. The only way for you to understand that, you have to put on the VR headset. Now, if you got a really good VR headset, if you have like let's say for example a Valve Index, if you have Valve Index, then you are just gonna be blown away, man. As you can see, Rainbow Six here, here it is. didn't ask me to sign into my Uplay Plus account. It recognizes automatically, so therefore I don't have to constantly put my username and password. And I think this is one of the cool things about the Shadow, that it's not asking you or prompting you constantly. When you install a Ubisoft game, it already knows it's you, so it's not going to ask you 50 million times to use your username and password. On a GeForce Now, you always have to do that, and that's kind of annoying on GeForce Now that you got to do that. So here, you can start playing right now. That's it. Hey, what's up, Phase 114? What do you think of the Xbox Series X specs, good or bad? Look, Xbox Series X it's a powerful console. It's probably the most powerful console out there that we're gonna have this year. Uh, that's just the fact. It's like I don't want to say a high-end PC. It's not a high-end PC, but it's a pretty good premium mid-range gaming PC. It's really, I mean, 12 teraflops. That's pretty amazing. Okay, they added an extra 6 teraflops on top of the 12 teraflops. So the horsepower that it has, and of course the solid state drive. I think the biggest difference that everybody's gonna notice is going to be solid state drive on both the PlayStation and the Xbox. I think that's what's gonna really blow everybody away. Wow, look how fast this loads. Look how fast that game is because of that solid state drive. That solid state drive is going to be a heaven. You're never going to touch your PlayStation 4 Pro. You're never going to touch your Xbox One X ever again once you experience that fast, smooth ability to load the game really fast, really quick. Okay? So, but I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Guys, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, these consoles are the last of the Mohicans. Guys, you're not going to see any more consoles in the future. You might see something like a redefined version of X Series X and PlayStation 5, like a smaller version, but you're not going to see PlayStation 6 and you're not going to see another Xbox. Guys, this is it. The cloud gaming is going to take over in a big way by 2031. If listen, I don't have a crystal ball. The way this thing's going on with Corona, I mean, who the hell knows what's going to happen? I don't have a crystal ball. But if everything goes well, if we're living in a new world where we have to deal with diseases and viruses and whatnot, if we live in a brave new world, guess what? Cloud gaming is going to be even more feasible because you don't have to have so many people working on a manufacturing consoles and shipping them because everything's going to be in a data center. And I think cloud gaming, it's going to be the future. There's no question in my mind that the cloud gaming is going to be the future. You know, I think so. And listen, I love cloud gaming. I love physical media. What I meant to say is I love physical media. Guys, I got to do a tour to show you how many physical media movies I have and video games I have. Dude, nothing will change. The ability for me to watch Avatar in 3D anytime I want to watch it. I don't care if there's apocalypse. I don't care if there's zombies walking around above me. If I'm in my basement and I got my solar energy, I got my generator, guess what? I'm going to watch Avatar in 3D even during the zombie apocalypse. So the physical media, it's always going to be there. CDs, LP records, it's always going to survive. CB stations are going to survive. Your cell phone now is going to be worth a shit. Once the internet's gone, once all that stuff's gone, the best thing of survival, it's always going to be the physical media and your CB station. CB station so you can get in touch with another survivor who's out there somewhere, who knows where. I mean, I don't want to talk about a doom and gloom. I hate talking about that crap. But I'm giving you some examples. Dude, physical media, it's always going to be
my number one priority. It always will be my number one priority. But when it comes to convenience, guys, when it comes to convenience, to me, the cloud gaming, it's a convenience. And I love that convenience. I love the idea of like being able to click and play on my phone, on my tablet, on my laptop, on my television, whatever I want to choose to play, I get to play it. And to me, that's what cloud gaming brings, is the convenience. But yes, you're right. Project Storm, we can bridge the both worlds and bring it together in the middle. I think both physical media locally being played digitally and cloud gaming, both of these can coexist together, I think. And they should coexist together. It's good to have a choice. I like the choice, freedom of choice. I always tell people I'm a type of guy who doesn't hold a flag for any brand. Okay, I love the freedom of choice. And I've always been that way. Even with the televisions, people ask me about the televisions, like, "Hey, what do you prefer, OLED, OLED, or QLED? What do you prefer the most?" And I'm like, I personally like the OLED because it gives me that quality that I want. But in all honesty, both televisions are great. QLED is great, just as OLED is. It just depends on what you fancy as your preference. And I think it's good that we have a choice. I always tell people I love the idea of choice. I love that we have a choice, that we can choose between different technologies, different type of televisions, different type of projectors, different type of gaming rigs, different types of graphics cards. I love that there's a choice of that, and I love that we have that choice. You know.
Down to 5 seconds.
There's. Oh, I've been spotted. There he is. I think this is gonna be coming soon to Stadia as well. The Siege is definitely gonna be on Stadia, and Skyrim, guys. Skyrim's coming to Stadia. It's just a matter of time before they announce that Skyrim's coming. And let me tell you, I'm really excited about Skyrim on Stadia. Dude, if there's one game that's gonna excite me the most, bro, it's Skyrim. Skyrim, it's a classic, bro. I can play Skyrim forever. So having Skyrim on Stadia, it's like, bro, bring me Skyrim on Stadia. That's it. That's it for me, man. Yes, Desperado. It will be interesting to see what happens when they start to take advantage of all 8 cores in console. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see much better performance, much better fluidity, faster loading times. Everything's going to be more fluid. The game's going to feel fluid, you know? You can tell when the game is fluid. You know what I mean, Desperado? For those of you who have a high-end PC, you feel that difference. Like today I was playing Doom Eternal on my high-end PC, and it was so fluid, bro. Everything felt fluid. It felt like the lightning was coming out of the monitor, you know? And that's what you're going to expect to see with consoles. And listen, consoles are moving, and I think this is true. I think we all can agree that the consoles are moving towards PCs. I mean, really, everything is moving toward PCs. Installing the games on the hard drive, running the games from a hard drive, signing into your account to be checked. Everything looks and feels and plays like a PC. So to me, consoles are just offsprings of a PC now. Really, at this point, it's just like an offspring of a PC. I don't even think you can call it a console. I know PC stands for personal computer. So yes, you gotta have a Windows. Yes, you can run softwares. You can do other things on your personal computer. You can run a DJing software, video editing software, etc., etc. There's a lot of things you can do on a PC, obviously. But in overall, when you look at the PC, it is kind of moving towards, when you look at the consoles, I'm sorry, when you look at the consoles, it is moving towards a PC. In terms of technical aspect, it's moving towards PC more than a console. Oh shit, I got killed. That's just in my opinion. To me, PC feels that the consoles are moving more. Let's look at the evolution. I don't want to confuse people here. I don't want to sound like Joe Biden that I'm talking. I don't know what the hell I'm talking. No offense to Joe Biden, but I'm just saying. Here's the thing. Because sometimes Joe Biden will say something and he doesn't realize what he's saying. That's just Alzheimer's, getting old. It is what it is, okay? No offense to Joe Biden. And I don't want to sound the same way. What I'm trying to say is this. If you look at the consoles back in 97, back in 98, back in 99, there was a cartridge. Put that cartridge inside your Nintendo 64. There is a CD-ROM. You put it CD-ROM inside and it reads the disc. It was a different type of era, and it felt like a console. Okay, that was the true meaning of a console. You don't have to be connected on the internet. You just need a disc, physical disc, and a memory card, and you're good to go. All right, and of course you need the electricity, obviously. But that was the meaning of a console. You put a CD in, you put a cartridge in, and you can play directly from a cartridge, from a CD-ROM, and there you go. Now that's not the case. Now you gotta you have to install it to a hard drive. It has to be read from a hard drive. It has to be connected to a Xbox Live account. It has to be connected to PlayStation Plus account. So it's different. You know, things are different, and they're moving more towards a Steam-like PC gaming. Like consoles are moving more, like Xbox, it's moving more towards Steam PC-like. And I think same thing can be said for PlayStation. They're moving more towards Steam Valve PC-like gaming. If you guys catch my drift, hopefully I'm not, confusing anybody here to what I'm saying here. I don't think developers are gonna push. I don't think they're gonna push 8K gaming because, quite honestly, 8K gaming, no developer is gonna give you that choice because they want you to experience their game at best possible fluidity. Okay, even CD Projekt Red's gonna say, "Hey, why would we give people this option to have this crappy experience?" No, they're gonna give you the best possible experience. Why? Because they want you to experience the game the way it was meant to be experienced. So I don't think we'll see too much of 8K, if any 8K upscaling. Honestly, I really doubt you're gonna see any. I guarantee you, man. I freaking guarantee you, no developer, no developer's gonna go ahead and waste their time on some 8K upscale 28 frames per second. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen, guys. 4K 60, 4K 60, it's all you need. 4K 60 to me, it's perfect. All right, let's go try another game really quick. Let me exit this. I know you guys want to see a. Everybody will see Doom Eternal. Or maybe I should show you Tom Clancy. Tom Clancy Division 2 Warlords of New York. We can boot up that really quick. What's up, Miles Jazz? What is my conclusion on Shadow PC? Shadow PC, it's a either you love it or you hate it type of a service. But whether you love it or whether you hate it will really depend on what type of PC do you have. Do you have NVIDIA? Do you have Intel Core? Or do you have AMD CPU with a AMD GPU, because I've been having all sorts of issue with a PC rig that supports AMD and AMD GPU and AMD CPU. For some reason, it doesn't work on those machines. Now, I have tested Shadow on my Alienware NVIDIA computer, runs great. I have tested on my iBuyPower beast of a PC, which is also NVIDIA, and I have tested on the iMac, MacBook Pro, phone, and NVIDIA Shield. So it works on all these other devices, but some people will have issues. Some people will have problems depending on what type of internet they have. For example, if you live in a household, and you got 7, 8 people living there, right? Let's say you got a big family. You got a big family living in. There's 8 people living in a household. Your kids are using tablets to watch, Disney Plus or whatever. Your wife is checking something, skyping with somebody, with their friends, colleagues, or whoever. You are using it to watch some stuff online, and then somebody else is using something else. If you have that type of household where there's a lot of people using the internet, that's going to be a bottleneck for your Shadow, and you're probably going to have a difficult time running Shadow. So before you jump into Shadow, I would suggest to upgrade your internet, man. A lot of people are saying, even the guy, I think his name is Victor, the French guy from Shadow, said to use a fiber optical uh, connection. I think AT&T has it. I think Spectrum in New York has it. I think there's a company called Spectrum. I think, I'm not sure, in New York. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And if you have that type of a speed internet connection, then I guess you could give it a try. You can give it a try. You have 14 days. Remember, you got 14 days, and they promise you that you can refund your $15 if you're not satisfied within 14 days. And I think 14 days is more than enough time for you to truly get a hold of and see what Shadow is really all about. And if it works for you, if it works for you. I know some people, they live next to the data center, and for them it works fluidly, works great. Some people it doesn't work so great. So it really depends, man. It's one of those things that they cannot make everyone happy, and they won't be able to make everyone happy due to the so many factors. You know. The only test that I have so far, the only conclusion I have came with so far is, if you have an AMD machine that has an AMD CPU and AMD GPU, you will have problems with Shadow app. It's not going to work. There's going to be an error that says 104, code error 104, and that code error 104, I only experienced that problem with my AMD machine, but on the iMac, on the MacBook Pro, on my Alienware, NVIDIA, Intel computers, haven't had any problems. But when it comes to my AMD machine, for some reason, that app doesn't work. It always has the error. And as you can see, I'm using my Alienware NVIDIA laptop, and right now I'm playing Shadow, and it's working fine. Yes, but see, I don't have Intel on that AMD, so you're right, Subsonic. And even Shadow agrees that there is some problems with Ryzen. Uh, there's always problems with the AMD. This is the one thing that kind of sucks about the AMD. Uh, yes, they have kind of pushed the ball rolling with 5700 XT. I have no issues with the 5700 XT. I played Doom Eternal on it, runs flawlessly. But when it comes to like launching applications and stuff like that, there's always seems to be some issues with AMD. Compatibility issues, Windows, AMD always seems to be the problem, in my opinion. But again, this is my experience. You know, this is what I have experienced with a AMD computer. Now, don't get me wrong. I have not. I have listen. My AMD machine that I have runs. You've seen those videos. It runs virtual reality, Half-Life Alyx like a butter. It runs Doom Eternal like a butter. That 5700 XT 50th anniversary edition, gold edition, limited edition, signed by Lisa Su. That graphics cards that I have, they run flawlessly. No issues, no problem. When you're playing locally, okay? But when it comes to some applications, there's issues. There's issues running the Stadia through Google Chrome with the Ryzen and AMD GPU. For some reason, it keeps kicking out. Um, so when I tested my NVIDIA and Intel computers that I have, I never had any issues with Stadia. I never had any issues with what you call it, Shadow or GeForce Now. It's something with the AMD. I can't listen. I tried turning off my VPN. People say maybe it's your VPN. Turn it off. Dude, I turned off my VPN. I tried everything. It didn't work. So to me, I think this has to do something with the AMD. And I think Shadow agrees with that too. As a matter of fact, I spoke to them today. I chat with them today on the Discord. And I told them about the error code 104 and 102. And I gave him some more information regarding my setup, my AMD setup. I gave him a lot of information about that computer, so that way they can figure out what's going on. Maybe they can help somebody else who has the same issues. So, and I think something to do with the AMD CPU and GPU. I have a 240 hertz. 240 hertz. Right now, I'm playing at a 240 hertz monitor. I got my Alienware 240 hertz monitor, the one that Ninja is using or used to use back in the days. It has a G-Sync, has a 3D visions, and it has a 240 hertz refresh rate. 144 is pretty good, man. Honestly, 144. People say they can tell a difference between 144 and 240. Honestly, I can't tell a difference between 144 and 240. I can tell a difference between 60 and 240, and 60 and 240. I can tell a difference, but some people say they can tell a difference between 144 and 240. I'm like, okay, but me personally, I cannot tell that difference. Yeah, here's the thing with GeForce. I still have my GeForce Now, obviously. But here's the problem that I have with the GeForce Now. The problem with the GeForce Now, there's tons of games disappearing. There's so many games disappearing. And the only reason they reached the milestone of so many people signing up is because it was free. It was free and you can play all those games that you own. So of course everybody wants to jump on the free bandwagon, right? Everybody wants to jump on the free bandwagon. Nobody is going to deny that. And that's the reason why they got so many people signing up. But the problem with the GeForce Now is the fact that you only have 5 hours to play. And I don't like that. I don't like that you only have 5 hours to play, or is it 6 hours to play, and you got to pay $5 a month. Second is, I want to play the games that I want to play. I want to play Doom Eternal, but I can't play it. I want to play, for example, a Modern Warfare, but I cannot play Modern Warfare. I want to play Overwatch. I cannot play Overwatch. There's tons of games that I cannot play. Can't play Skyrim, dude. That's a that's that sucks. Can't play Skyrim. Count me out. Really. Uh, that kills me right there. It kills me. You know, can't play a Skyrim. That right there just kills me. So GeForce Now, there's a lot of stuff missing. Now, like I said, I'm not complaining about the $5 a month. That's not a big deal. I mean, it's hey, you know, $5 a month. I can deal with that. But there's no use for me to use GeForce Now because there's tons of games I can't play. I was told that my Shadow Boost plane would go live very soon. I just received that update. That's good. That's good, man. I want you really to let me know how it goes with your Boost Shadow. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Jerry Wynn Oster, how are you? To 250 gigabyte drive on the 15 package, yes, Jerry. And that's one of the things that kind of sucks. And I recently complained about that on one of my videos. I think yesterday I complained about that. That's one of the things that sucks. It's just 250 gigabytes is not enough, and I think 1 terabyte should have been included with $15 a month. I think that would be a great value. 1 terabyte, you can put 13 games, 13 really cool games, and enjoy those games. And then when you finish playing them, you can delete them and get something else. But yeah, man, I agree with you. 250 gigabytes is just it kind of sucks. Thank you, Jared, man. I appreciate it. I know you guys been watching, man. I appreciate you guys. Um, I appreciate every single one of you who've been supporting me and watching me. I know that I used to do televisions. People ask me, how come you don't do televisions anymore? It's just there's nothing for me to do on televisions right now. What about this new CX55 OLED? It's OLED. It's OLED. OLED. It's OLED. It's just some few touches here and there, but there's not like a drastic like difference, guys. These little gimmicks that they sell on the televisions, they're just the gimmicks. All right, they're just the gimmicks. You're not gonna see a drastic difference. Okay, 10-bit, it's a 10-bit. 4K, it's a 4K. HDR is an HDR. OLED is OLED. Until micro LEDs, once micro LEDs starts popping out, then I got some like a pretty good reason to step into 8K and micro LEDs. Micro LEDs, 8K, that's where I really want to step into. This is just, they're just putting some extra gimmicks here and there. People wasting money buying all these different televisions each year, and they're the same shit, man. It's the same OLED, it's the same QLED, it's the same. It's the same 10-bit. I just can't believe people are wasting their money, thinking they're gonna have something better. Oh, but it has a G-Sync. Okay, it has a G-Sync. Whoopity freaking do, big deal. Are you gonna really connect your PC to your computer? I mean, to your television? Are you gonna be dragging a big giant desktop, connecting it to your television? I don't think so. So, because I've been asked a lot of questions lately. Hey, man, how come you don't do televisions anymore? Like, what happened? Well, what happened is, there's no reason for me to do anything. I've done tons of picture settings. Those picture settings are there for the game mode, for the movie mode, for the sports mode. I have over 5,000 videos, guys. 5,000 videos. Just go and look. Now that you're quarantined, okay, this is perfect. Now that you're quarantined and you can't leave a house, now you can watch those 5,000 videos. They're all there, man. You can watch everything from my picture settings, my television settings, The drama thing, I dealt with the drama queens on my YouTube channel. All sorts of stuff you can watch and you can find out. That's why I have those videos. That's why they're still there, guys. Because I leave them there for you in case you would like to try my settings and see if it works for you. Jacob, how do I like the shadow so far? Um, Here's the thing, Jacob. When it works, it works. And so far, I have found out, as I was saying earlier to Miles Jazz, Miles Jazz, and Project Storm, is that for some reason the shadow application doesn't work well on the AMD machines. If you got AMD CPU or AMD GPU, like one of the machines that I have, it doesn't matter if you have a really high-end internet, like a really good stable internet, the application constantly gives you a error code 104 and 102 error code, and that error code always shows up no matter what you do. Even if you decrease the megabits per second on the bandwidth, it's still gonna have the error code of 104 and 102. So error code 104, 102. And that means that your application is having a difficult time trying to update your shadow, meaning that your computer, your Windows, and your CPU, GPU that you have installed, for some reason, it's not allowing the application to update the shadow. And if the shadow is not updated, then it's not going to work. I never had this problem with my Alienware, with my iBuyPower, with my NVIDIA GPU, with my Intel CPU. If you have Intel, brother, if you got an Intel iCore i7 or i5, Intel is the best. AMD, just nothing but problems with the AMD CPU and GPU when it comes to shadow. It just doesn't work that well. Now, this is my experience. This is what I have experienced, and I told Shadow about this. They're gonna look into it. They're gonna do some tests. They're gonna see what they can do. Okay, basically, what the error code 104 and 102 stands for is the Shadow is having a difficult time updating your application with necessary drivers for the graphics card on their Shadow PCs, servers, on the data centers, and for some reason your computer, it's not letting the application update, and that happens to me all the time on my AMD machine. Now I'm not on my AMD machine. Now I'm on my Alienware NVIDIA machine with the Intel Inside iCore i7 processor, 7th generation. When it works, man. That's the one thing. As you can see right here, it works. This is the shadow, not what you call it, shadow with Warlords of New York. We can exit. We can exit this really quick. Let's exit this. Let's hit some. I know you guys want to see some Doom Eternal, so let's go hit on the Doom Eternal. And here, maybe I can show it to you guys. Hold on. Let me go ahead and let me exit this here. This is what my setup is right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. My allocated bandwidth, it's 20 megabits, and my low bandwidth mode, it's turned on. Now, the cool thing about the low bandwidth mode is the fact that they're using a H.265 codec. H.265, it's a big brother to a smaller brother that's H.264. But the problem with the H.264, it always requires a higher bit rate to get that good quality. And it eats your hard drive when you're recording something in H.264. H.265 codec can give you that bit rate at a reasonable bandwidth. So that's why I have low bandwidth mode with the H.265 encoding, and I also leave my allocated bandwidth at 20 megabits per second, and it seems to work pretty good. All right, so let me close this and let me hit some Doom. Let's play some Doom Eternal. Yeah, I tried that too, Subsonic, and I was gonna make a video about that. It's just a bottleneck, man. Uh, and I wish that I had asked them about that. It's funny because I was talking to them today. When I got home, I was on the Discord. I was talking to them about this, and I said, I have this, 8 terabyte Seagate hard drive. You think I would be able to use it? And say, well, give it a try. But it's really slow, man. Oh my God, it's forever. It takes forever, and then it crashes. So it's not reliable. I would not recommend that people do that. The best thing to do is wait for them to give us the opportunity to purchase an upgrade to 1 terabyte storage. Now, currently in Europe, you can upgrade to 1 terabyte storage. Here in the United States, I don't think you can upgrade to 1 terabyte because there's no option on their store for you to upgrade. And even worse, due to this coronavirus, the Ultra and Infinite has been delayed. And who knows how long this whole thing's going to be delayed, man. Are we going to get it by the end of summer? Are we going to get it in fall? This virus, it's a really a pain in the ass virus. Now they're saying that the first wave of this winter virus that it's going through the spring and summer, there's going to be another wave of this virus coming in the fall by the end of September and October, beginning of October. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. It's just this whole thing is scary, man. This whole pandemic crap, it's just kind of scary at the moment, but let's see what happens. What scares me the most about this virus is that we just don't have a handle on it. We can't contain it, and there's another wave coming of this virus. That's even more scary. So we'll see what happens, guys. I like to take it. Let's take it one day at a time. Let's take it 1 month at a time, or 1 week at a time, because there's so much uncertainty, guys. Look, the Olympics have been canceled. The Summer Olympics have been canceled in Japan. So till 2021, bunch of movies have been delayed. Top Gun, Maverick. I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully Paramount will release Top Gun Maverick on Dolby Vision, on Vudu, and Dolby Atmos Vudu, on the IMAX Dolby Vision. I think people are gonna appreciate to be able to watch Top Gun Maverick on Dolby Vision on their television if they give that option. I don't know what's gonna happen. Same thing with 007 movie. You'll be able to own it, buy it, have it in your home. Black Widow, I think the Disney might put on Disney Plus. I think Disney Plus might give you the option to buy it or to watch it through Disney Plus. So dude, everything's changing. Everything's so different, guys. It's really. We'll play Doom Eternal, but there's something I gotta say. We'll get to the subject of what we're talking, but there's something I need to get off my chest. Okay, and something I gotta say. It really feels as if since we hit 2020, the 3 months of this year, it felt as if you went through, all of us went through different density levels of dimensions. in such a short period of time. And we have never experienced this on a global level, okay? And it's such a new, strange, weird time that we're entering. And I just felt like saying, I don't know, getting it off my chest. It feels that way to me. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just kind of, I keep my hopes at the bare minimum. And I think if everybody keeps their hopes at the bare minimum, I think we can focus better on what's important, and we can adapt to this new way of living. We can move forward better. I think having false hopes and hopes how do I put this without sounding like a dick? False hope, false promises. I like to be realistic. My grandfather, my father always have this coin of phrase where they say, being realistic gives you a fresh air to breathe. What does that mean? Giving you fresh air to breathe. It means that you're not carrying any baggage of false hope that's on top of you, because this is realistic view on what's going on and what situation is, and this is the new way of living, this is a new way of life, and this is what we have to adapt to, and this is how we have to work through this. It's a brand new way of living. It's gonna suck for majority of people. It's already sucking for majority of people, but I think we'll figure out the way. We always do. It's not gonna happen overnight, but I think we'll figure out the way. It'll take time, but we'll get through this, but it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck getting through this. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that are gonna read you a lullaby of some false optimism. It's gonna suck. Next 18 months, it's gonna suck, but we'll get through it. That's all I want to say. I felt like it was my duty to say that here on this channel. But anyway, let's continue with Bethesda. Let's continue with one of my favorite companies, right? With the Doom Eternal. Sorry about that. I just felt like I had to get this off my chest. I didn't mean to bring it into this topic, because I'm not trying to really bring too much of that COVID-19 into my YouTube channel, because it's all over the place. People always think about it all the time. But I felt like maybe you should hear my take on it. Maybe you should hear what I think about it. I believe in strength of human beings. Human beings can overcome so much, and we have overcome so much thousands of years. Okay? And we have survived so much. And I think if aliens out there, if they're looking at us, I think they're jealous of us. I truly believe they're jealous of us, that we have this ability to survive, to endure, to push forward. And I think that's something they don't have, that we have. And I think they're jealous, in my opinion. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Hopefully that gives you some optimistic Bill Pullman, Independence Day hooray pep talk speech. So I don't know. I hope it helps. Anyway, let's go kick some ass. This is Doom Eternal. Let's go. Doom Eternal. Duke Nukem. Oh, you are 1,400 kilometers away from the shadow service. I get 60 milliseconds. That's your ping, right? 60 milliseconds. That's not. It's reasonable, I wish that it was to 11 to 10 milliseconds, but yeah. I mean, it's playable. Don't get me wrong, Jacob. It's playable. But I totally understand. I totally understand your pain, Jacob. Still, 16 milliseconds. It's 16 milliseconds. It's better if it was 11 or 9 or 8. Right now, my ping, it's 10 milliseconds. Mine is 10 at the moment, and I'm crushing it with a 200 frames per second here. But you know what? Let's give Shadow let's give Shadow a time to evolve. Uh, you know, some people say to me, I know you had problems with Shadow, so did everybody else, but I think we need to give Shadow time to evolve. I think they can evolve, but the only way they can evolve, guys, is through our support. You know, if we don't support them, remember, we are their fuel of energy. We are their hope. You know, we are that hope for them to evolve. And you know, we have to understand that, hey, you know, when you pay that $15 a month, you're paying that $15 a month to help them, so they can make something good, so they can make a great experience for us in the future. Think of it like you backing them up, you sponsoring them. Think of it like a sponsor. All right. Don't think, oh, you're paying $15 a month and you should get what you pay for. I get it. We all should all get what we pay for. But let's think of it this way: that we're supporting them. Okay, we're supporting them, and we want them to bring us the best possible PC streaming service. Just like I've been supporting Google Stadia. I've been supporter of the Google Stadia. I'm gonna do some Google Stadia tomorrow for you guys. I'm gonna jump into Doom Eternal on Stadia tomorrow with Doom Eternal, and of course the Crew 2. I'm gonna do some Stadia live stream tomorrow. But I think what Shadow is doing, it's a great ambitious idea, because I know how expensive. Believe me, I got how many PCs? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 freaking PCs. I know how expensive it is to build a PC. I always keep telling people, I don't want to hear it, bro. I know how expensive it is to build a PC. Like a really good, you know, PC. So not everyone can waste that kind of cash to build a PC. Okay, some people love this idea that they can play a game like this without spending, you know, $600 on a graphics card, or another, you know, $400 in a CPU and a solid state drive and all this other jazz, right? People like that. People like that idea. You know what I mean? And I like that idea too. Oh my god. I hate this crap. This brain crap. By the way, as a matter of fact, Sonny from Cloud Gaming X told me that if you purchase a Doom Eternal on Google Stadia, check this out. If you purchase Doom Eternal before April 3rd on Google Stadia, you will have a Doom 64 for free. You'll get Doom 64 for free. And that's freaking awesome, dude. That you can get Doom 64 for free. And Doom 64, for those of you who don't know, obviously it's a Nintendo 64 game. That was released on Nintendo 64 back in 1997. So that's happening, of course. I told you about the Skyrim. I think Skyrim's gonna happen, guys. I think Skyrim will be available on Stadia. There's no question about that. Skyrim will come to Stadia. Mark my words. Probably a special edition. I guarantee you, they're gonna release a special edition Skyrim with all the goodies, with all the good shit. Oh, that's gonna be heaven. Heaven. And here's a good part. On Google Stadia, you'll be able to play it with a mouse and keyboard or with a controller. So you'll have a choice whether you want to play it on your controller, on your TV, or on your monitor with your mouse and keyboard. You know, I mean, I know that the Shadow got a lot of bad rap, but let me tell you, man, I think I mean, not Shadow, the Stadia, but I think Stadia, it's here to stay. I think people got to remember something. They are here to stay. They're not gonna go anywhere, guys. And it's gonna take time for Stadia to evolve. All right, it's not gonna happen overnight, you know, guys. And I think with Jade Raymond being on board, I think we'll see a lot of great things happen. Also, keep in mind with this COVID-19 virus, guys, we gotta understand. I hate to bring this stupid virus, but this virus puts brakes on a lot of different projects. Okay, this virus is gonna suck ass. It's gonna delay a lot of things. We just have to be patient. We have to wait, and we have to be understandable, guys. Here's the thing that I ask of people: try to be understandable. That hey, this situation we're in right now, we're lucky that we even have anything right now at the way things are going. All right, thank God that they released that stimulus package so that people can get some money in their pockets. Okay, but I believe in Stadia, and I support Stadia. Why? People are like, well, why do you support Stadia? Because it's a convenience. To me, you know, I love that convenience. You know, having that convenience to be able to play the games, click of a button, as if you watching a Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime. I love that idea, guys. I love that idea. I love that choice. I love the choice that we have. What's America? Okay, people ask, what is America? America is about choices. That's what democracy, that's what America is about. Having the choice to try different things. Okay? And I think that's what Stadia and all these other services will give you, is the choice. I like that we have a choice. It's good to have a choices. It's good to have a variety of choices. I love that we have Shadow. I love that we have Stadia. And I love that we have Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime. Okay? I love that we have these abilities to do this. To have different experiences and to enjoy different varieties. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. It's just me personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. Imagine if all you have to play was PlayStation. There was nothing. There's no Nintendo, there's no PC. There's just PlayStation. That's all you got. And enjoy PlayStation. That's it. Just a PlayStation. That's all you're gonna be playing. It's PlayStation. Imagine that. You would get tired of it, right? It's like drinking the same drink. Imagine if all they had was Pepsi. You just gotta drink Pepsi all the time. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm tired of Pepsi. I like variety, dude. I'm all about variety. Bring that variety on. We should celebrate the fact that there's a variety. We should, you know, be opposed to variety that's available out there. Variety is good for all of us. It's good for the gamers. It's good for everyone. So that's why I love that idea that we have that. You know, and I'm not the only one that feels that way, guys. Even the individuals who support Stadia, they try different things. They try other products as well. Okay, they're not Stadia fans. Okay, they like to try different things. All right, and as you all know me, I'm not a fanboy of anything. I'm just somebody who likes to appreciate different technologies. You know. Because, I mean, what did you see me do today? Well, you saw me play Half-Life Alyx. Now, is that somebody who's a fanboy of just Stadia? No. Obviously, I'm not. But I do want to support them. Because I like what they're doing. I like that they're giving us this ability to be able to play games like this. Okay? You are not forced. Okay, here. Let me tell you this. Here's a good thing. Here's what I want to say. If, and I'm going to say this right now. If we didn't have a choice, if you didn't have a choice right now, and all you had was just Stadia, and Stadia was holding monopoly, and you have to buy Stadia to play games, you have no choice. Basically, either you would play video games or you would quit playing video games. But thank God that we don't have monopoly. Monopoly sucks. Thank God that we have variety. So having variety, it's great because having variety, you get to experience the best of the both, best of all of the worlds, not just both worlds, but best of all of the worlds and above and beyond. You get to experience all of it. Well, there you go. You see, cool gamer, that's cool. I might have to try that, cool gamer. That's, you know what, cool gamer, you need to contact me on what you call it, my Twitter. You should definitely hit me up on Twitter. Listen, anybody who wants to get in touch with me, hit me up on the Twitter. Um, that's where I would say. Here, let me give him a like. Just Sonny just sent me a message here. Here, thank you, brother. There we go. So yeah, let me know, man, how that works, because I'm kind of curious how that is, how that works. Yeah. Let's try the settings. Let's see what we got here. Let's try the settings to. Hold on. Wait a minute, guys. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Here we go. Let's put it to ultra. Let's put it to ultra. And let's apply the changes. Now, this is 16 by 9. Big Boss. Yeah, I could do that video. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow. Big Boss, if you stop by tomorrow on my live stream, because tomorrow I'm going to do a full walkthrough of Stadia Doom Eternal version. And we'll talk about it there. Or if you want, I can do a separate video just for that. But yeah, I can do a video on it. I'll give you my opinions on it. I'll give you my thoughts on it. As a matter of fact, I talked about it earlier on the live stream. Here's what I want to say about the COVID-19, guys. And I'm not gonna scare people. I'm realistic. I want to be a realist, but I'm not gonna scare people. Why? Because there's too much fear, too much panic, and somebody who's coming from a war-torn country, Bosnia. I grew up in Sarajevo. I grew up in the war when I was little, so I know firsthand what hell is, and what war is, and what fear can do to people. I've seen the purge. I've seen the violence. I've seen the chaos. I lived the chaos. I grew up in the chaos. I was exposed to chaos my life, my early childhood. I was exposed to that shit. So I know what it's like. And I'm not going to sit here and scare anybody. I'm not in that kind of business. I know the media likes to scare people. That's what they do. That's on them. That's not me. Here's what I want to say about COVID-19. Unfortunately, this is the planet we live on. 7.4 billion people. It's difficult to control everything. It's difficult to have hands on every single event. Some things happen not by our fault. It's just the way nature is. It's just the way nature does things. Okay, we can't explain why there's tornadoes, but they gotta be there. We can't explain why we gotta have hurricanes all the time, but they gotta be there. We can't explain why we gotta have these tectonic plates moving up and down, creating the earthquakes, but they're there. Volcanoes, they're there. Tsunamis, they're there. The ice age happened in the past million years ago. It can happen again. So here's what I want to say is this. There's things in this life that we cannot control. Okay? And we got to be prepared that you can't always have it your way. You can't always live a life where everything's hunky-dory, where everything is just roses and chocolates and ice creams and puppies playing on the field and beautiful blonde woman coming in giving you a hug. Okay, we can't have harmony and heaven all the time. Okay, even though everybody's yearning for that. This is a big planet, 7.4 billion people, and we have to be prepared for many different things in the future. We have to be able to adapt to a new way of living, and we will adapt to the new way of living. Yes, it's going to suck. Yes, there's going to be problems with that, but eventually we'll figure out a way how to contain this outbreak and how to stop it before it happens. Once we have more data, once we learn more about this outbreak, and how to prevent the future outbreaks, and how to also pay attention to our nature, to pay attention to the animals, and how we're, controlling that aspect of animals. The water that animals are drinking, that poisonous river that they're drinking, the poisonous climate that they have, can have an effect. Because remember, when you rape Mother Nature strikes back. Okay? So we have to respect the fact that this is the only planet that we can live on our solar system. We can't live on Mars. I guess we could build the domes and live inside the domes, and how long we can live there with the oxygen, I don't know. But so far, this is it. This is the only planet we have, and this is our home. So we all got to get together. The entire world has to come together, and we all have to come to the agreement, hey, guys, we really got to take care of our planet. We got to cut on the burning fossil fuel and doing other things that's polluting our world. We got to take care of our planet. We got to take care of our nature and agriculture and resources. We have to do a better job, because if we don't, then these things happen. Okay? So this is gonna force human beings to do and change our habits, to change our way of living. But think of it that something good could come out of this. What good could come out of this? Being united. All the countries now are being united. Russia, China, North Korea, South Korea, everybody, Iran, Middle East, Pakistan, Afghanistan, doesn't matter. Everybody, South America, Mexico, everybody now is being united. Why? Because this virus doesn't give a shit. Nature doesn't care. Nature doesn't look at us, oh, you were this nationality, you were that nationality, you have that flag, you have that flag. Virus, nature doesn't give a shit. Or who you are, how much money you got in your bank account, or what your status is. It kills and it destroys. That's the whole point of virus. Now, something good could come out of this. And what's that good? Everybody working together, which is something we should have done a long time ago. Okay, stop building our militaries and building nuclear weapons and building this and building that. Stop with that bullshit. Now's the time for us to look away our differences and come together as human species. Why? Because this is the only planet we have. There is no other planet out there for us to go. I just said Mars. Well, unless we colonize Mars. But how long before we colonize Mars? That's going to take hundreds of years, maybe even longer, if we even make it that far. So now's the time that something good could come out of this. Everybody's working together. And that's what this whole thing is about. We're being tested now. The human race is being tested. What are you going to do? Are we going to come together? Are we going to solve this problem? Or are we still going to have our egos and stroke our dicks and say, mine's bigger than yours, you're smaller, yours tinier, yours thicker, whatever. Now's not the time for that. Now's the time for everybody to come together, work on this problem. And I think this can unify us even more. So it will remind us, this coronavirus will remind us how fragile we are, that we're not in charge here. And if we're not careful, we could lose what we have. And what's that? Well, our livelihood, the planet that we live on. So this is maybe a good wake-up call for everybody to wake up and realize, hey, forget your flags, forget your national anthems and all that bullshit. Okay, when the astronaut is looking at our planet, he doesn't see any borders. He doesn't see any flags. What does he see? A blue planet. A beautiful blue planet, and we live on it. So maybe, hopefully, I'm hoping that this will bring us together, that this will put us into a much better trajectory. Why? Because I want to see my nieces, I want to see my nephews, I want to see them have a better future than what I had. I want people to have better than what we had, so they can learn something from this. So they can learn, hey, this is what happened in the past. We shouldn't make the same mistake. We should take care of our planet. We should take care of each other. We should stop with the greed. So hopefully, this is a wake-up call. But remember, I want to say one more thing before I end this pep talk. Decisions that we make will echo into the future and reflect into what kind of future we manifest. Decisions we make right now are going to reflect and manifest into the future that we want to have. We can choose what kind of future that we want to have. It doesn't have to be a dark future. It can be a beautiful future. But it's going to take all of us, everybody, 7.4 billion people, to look away our differences and say, hey, we're all humans. I take a shit like you take a shit. I take a piss like you take a piss. I get hungry like you get hungry. I get thirsty like you get thirsty. I need oxygen to breathe like you do. So let's stop with this bullshit. Let's take care of ourselves. And let's to work together into a better future. So that's all I want to say about that. So hopefully that, it didn't sound like a Bill Pullman Independence Day speech, but I guess Thank you, Big Boss. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Big Boss. I know I'm getting older, but I'm trying. No, honestly, man, I really want to. People don't understand. I know there's a lot of shit being said about me on the internet, and I don't really pay much attention because it's out of my hands. I can't control that. I'm not perfect. I don't know. Did I ever say I'm a perfect person? Of course, sometimes I blow up. Sometimes I lose my cool. And when I lose my cool, I say stupid things. Why? Because when you lose your temper, you're not thinking straight. You're saying stupid things. And stupid things are coming out of your mouth. And that's what happens to me. That's a sign of weakness. And I'm working on that. Believe me, guys, I'm not perfect. I am working on that. It's this problem that I have, and I acknowledge that problem. That I have that short temper sometimes, and I'm trying to contain it. And sometimes I lose it. But at the end of the day, I'm a fan of life. I am a fan of human beings. I love people, man. I want to see people be successful. I want to see people move forward. I want to see us reach new horizons, man. That's what I yearn for. That's what makes me proud. That's what's gonna make me happy when I die. Knowing that people have made it. People have gone to the future in a much happier place. I'll die happy. I'll die happy. And that's what I want to see, honestly. And believe that we as humans can achieve anything and everything 100% if we work together, man. If we work together, this coronavirus will ever cease to exist ever again. Will never come back again. Won't even dare come back again. But it's up to us, man. There's no magic trick. You snap your fingers and think that doesn't exist. This is us human race being tested. So it's up to us to do our part. To do our part. Put away your ego, all that other crap, your celebrity status, all that other shit. It doesn't mean anything. You're human, just like I am. Regardless whether you're Brad Pitt or George Clooney, Brad Pitt takes a shit and his shit stinks. He takes a fart and his fart stinks. Okay? He's not perfect. He's not some god. Okay? We got to stop worshiping people as gods. We got to stop worshiping women as some kind of goddesses. Okay? We got to respect each other as humans and stop worshiping each other. Please do not worship me. If you worship me, I don't want to talk to you. Do not worship anybody. You can be a fan of me, that's okay. You can be my friend, be a fan. I have no problem with that. But people worshiping other people, stop. That's why we got in the fucking problem. Excuse my language. That's why we got in the problem in the first place. It's all this worshiping bullshit. Okay? Following some demigods, fake demigods bullshit. Guys, stop with the worshiping of other people. They're people, just like you and me. Everybody wants to be happy. Nobody wants to live a horrible life, lonely life, sad life, depressing life. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to feel happy. Everybody wants to joke and smile. Everybody wants to breathe a clean air, eat beautiful food. We can do that, but we gotta stop stroking our cocks and worshiping some leaders, worshiping some celebrities, worshiping some demigods, some goddesses. Okay? Do not worship anybody. And that's my take on that. Thank you, Big Boss. I appreciate it, man. And I see all of this stuff that's happening, and I'm not blind to it. I know what's going on. It's just I don't say much, but I see what's going on, man. And then I'm like, dude, you don't know how depressing it is to me to see that people, that they can't get rid of that. Listen, ego can be used to a certain extent. Ego can be used for you to achieve something. Like, look at Tesla. Nikola Tesla's a great example. Nikola Tesla had ego, but he used his ego to help people, to help everybody. Because of him, we have electricity, we have frequencies, radio waves, okay? Because of him. Because of him. But he used his ego for the good. If you use your ego for the good, that's the greatest reward. It means you did something that's going to benefit the world, that's going to benefit your human population, your fellow humans, and your grandchildren, and their grandchildren. So when they look back in the past, they can say, this is what my great grandfather did, and he worked together. He wasn't selfish. He was sharing everything. So that way, now all of us can have a better future. And we should remember that, and we should learn from that. Okay, that's what it's all about. We need to get to that level. Once we get to that level, I guarantee you, You're going to sleep like a baby. You're going to wake up with smile and happiness every day if we get to that point. And I think we can get there. But it will depend on us, humans, how we get there. We will make that choice. The planet and the nature doesn't care. The planet will be here for another billions and billions of years. What planet is doing is testing us. What do you want to do? How do you want to live? How do you want to move forward? So we have to make that choice. All right, let's continue. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to, but I felt like I should say something. I don't know. These videos, they have a life of its own. Somebody will be watching this. Somebody who's alone, quarantined, sad, and feels that there's no hope, that nobody likes him, that nobody cares. Not true. People love you. It's just that you need to. You have to take a leap of faith. You just gotta believe that, hey, not everyone it's negative. Not everyone means negative. There's good people out there. There's a lot of good people out there who will help you, who will accept you for who you are. But maybe this will help. I don't know. I hope this helps. I hope this helps. Now, I'm not some kind of prophet. I'm not nothing special. People say, oh, but maybe because you were born during an earthquake, maybe that's some kind of a sign. Well, that's superstitious stuff. I don't believe in superstitions. I think it was just a coincidence that I happened to be born during an earthquake. And honestly, I'm not really. I don't like talking about my birthday because my birthday it's kind of tragic. Because when I was born in Europe, 1979, there was a big earthquake in Montenegro, which is just south of Serbia, and 100 people lost their life. 100 people lost their life, and the earthquake happened exactly the same time when I was being born. And so I never really, once I find out what really happened, like, oh, you were born during an earthquake, like the exact time I was being born, the earthquake happened. I was never happy about that, because of my birth now. I don't know. And also Titanic also sank at the same time I was born, after midnight, when that happened. In 1930s? When was the Titanic? When did Titanic sink? I forgot. But it was the same in April. This next coming month, that's when Titanic sunk, in April. You guys know that, right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What does it all mean? I don't know. Guys, there's so many things that I can't figure out. There's so many things that I have some theories, I have some ideas, but there's still so much that I don't understand. And maybe we're not supposed to understand. I think some things that we're not supposed to understand. Some things we're just supposed to accept it for what they are. Who knows? No, I'm not quarantined. I'm still working. As a matter of fact, I work today, but I'm wearing a mask, wearing the gloves. I look like a surgeon. I'm still, working, and people, I mean, believe me, I see it even today. Even today, Big Boss. Even today, I can tell you, when I look at people and everybody's worried, I can see fear in people's eyes. I can sense people worrying, being stressed out. people having, those panic attacks. Now, I'm not a doctor, but just to tell you, just because you have a shortness of breath doesn't mean that you have asthma, doesn't mean that you have this virus. It means that your brain is giving you the anxiety. You're stressing about something, and your heart rate is having a irregulated heart rate, and it's not sending the oxygen the way it should send it through your lungs. So how do you stop from having panic attacks? Relax and breathe in, and try to breathe normally, slowly, and focus on something beautiful, something that excites you. I don't care if it's a big ass, it's a big tits, something that excites you, and you're gonna be fine. And I'm not a doctor, but I do like holistic medicine. And there's a lot of things you can do with your mind, guys. There's a lot of things you can do with your mind. I wish that I could meet with some of you. I wish that I could, sit down with some of you, get to know some of you, and tell you about some secrets that your minds can do that you probably didn't know you can unlock it, you can access it, and it would really help you conquer the fear. And I know it's troubling you guys. I know. That fear. What happens is you allow the fear to control you instead of you controlling the fear. Now, remember that. You allowing the fear to control you instead of you controlling the fear. So, the best thing to do is we all have fear. Fear is there to remind us of a danger, but you always stay focused and control that fear. Don't let that fear control you. Okay? Don't think too much about it. Just focus. All right. I'll give you one example. All right. Here's a good example. Let's say you're claustrophobic. Let's say you're claustrophobic. All right. You're stuck in the elevator. Now, majority of people who are claustrophobic and they're stuck in the elevator, metallic elevator. And seeing a metallic elevator makes them feel uneasy for some reason because they're claustrophobic. Majority of people, their heart rate is going to go up. They will have a difficult time catching a breath because the fear, now the fear is coming in that your mind is producing, telling you, oh, we're going to be stuck here alive forever. You're going to be stuck here forever. You won't be able to eat, drink, nothing. You're stuck here forever. Now, that's fear fucking with you. Why? Because you allow him in. You open the door for your fear to come in and live inside your head. And we all know that's not true. You'll be able to get out of that elevator. The fire rescue will come. Eventually, they'll show up. They'll open the elevator. Or maybe security guard will notice it. Other people would notice it. They'll come in. They'll rescue you. They'll pull you out, and you'll be free. But people who have fear inside of them, who allow fear to live inside their head, they're going to think otherwise because they're listening to the fear voice. Because the fear is telling them, you're never getting out of here. You're stuck here forever. And they believe that shit. They listen to that fear. Don't listen to that fear. You tell that fear to go fuck itself. You tell them, fuck you. I'm getting out. Don't worry. I'm getting out, motherfucker. So you control that fear. Guys, I've been through all of this. I'm speaking from experience. During my war in Bosnia, when I was there, throughout so many guys, there's so much I'm leaving. Forget the Forrest Gump. The shit I've been through. No offense to Forrest Gump, but Baba Shrimp, it's all good. The stuff I've been through would make Forrest Gump look like a walk in the park. All right, guys, I've been through all of it. I faced all kinds of fears. all kinds of fears. Once you open that door and you allow the fear to live rent free inside your mind, that's it. He owns you now. He got you because you're allowing him to live rent free inside your head. Don't ever let the fear, Mr. Fear, let's call him a Mr. Fear, the invisible Mr. Fear. Do not ever let invisible Mr. Fear to live inside your head rent free. Actually, just evict him, kick him out, tell him you're not welcome here. You can't live here. Sorry. It's not going to happen because you're not living inside my head. All right? So, just control your fear, guys. Frankie fear. Yeah. I know this is psychological. Guys, psychological warfare is what we're going through most of the time right now. Psychological warfare it's sometimes the worst warfare. It's psychological warfare. When you're fighting an enemy, you know where the enemy is, and we're going to defeat the enemy. They're on the hills, they're on that other section of the town. We're going to fight them, we're going to defeat them, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. We'll get the general pattern and we'll defeat the enemy. But this is not like that. This is different. This is psychological, invisible warfare. Psychological, invisible warfare is the worst because you battling something that's inside of you and you don't know how to battle it. You don't know how to defeat it. And I always had a problem with psychiatrists because they think that subscribing drugs and pills is the only solution. Tom Cruise was right, and I hate to bring Tom Cruise here, but he was right. The pills, they only mask the problem. They don't solve the problem. They don't defeat what you have. They just ease it a little bit, hide it temporarily. The idea is to naturally defeat what you have inside of you without any drugs. That's the key. But anyway, this has turned into like a Joe Rogan podcast or something. I don't know. I really wasn't planning. Let's play Doom 64 a little bit. Hold on. I'm sorry that I went from look. That's the thing about my live stream, and I think I understand why people like my live streams. And don't worry, tomorrow I'll have the camera and the green screen. You get to see me. I growed my beard. I have a beard now. The beard is back. And I have my hair like Italians pulled back. So I'll be on tomorrow with my camera, so you'll be able to see me. But that's the thing about my live streams, and I think this is why people want to come and watch my live streams, because I have no idea. There is no plan. It's like Ridley Scott says, there is no plan. I don't know which way my stream's gonna go. We go to many different directions, and I think you guys like that we go to many different directions, from talking about obviously shadow technology, gaming, televisions, movies, etc., and of course the topic that we talked about, psychological topic, and the coronavirus and stuff like that. And my streams always do that. They always take many different directions. And I know you guys like that. I know you guys do. But anyway, let's play some Doom 64 really quick, shall we? Hey, there's me right there. There's me. There's my photo right there, holding two controllers, PlayStation controller and the Xbox controller. Someone asked me, how was I able to hold the controllers like that? I said, I don't know, but I was able to hold them like that. I was going for a Joker, for like a Joker photo. You know how Joker holds the two deck of cards? And I wanted to hold my controller, PlayStation controller, and the Xbox controller like a deck of cards. Corona beers extra. It's good to have some comedy. Listen, I posted something on my community forums. Go check out my community forums. I took a photo of a sunset and I put Corona beer extra. Great. Now, what does that mean? It just means that we gotta have some comedy. We gotta have some sense of humor. We can't lose our sense of humor, man. Once you lose your sense of humor, that's it, man. That's not good. You gotta keep that humor. Humor, it's a necessity that's gonna get you through many dark times. You gotta have humor. And if you can't have a humor, man, do you think during the World War II, when the young men were shipped out to Normandy and they were scattered all over the place on the Normandy beaches, and of course so many of them died, obviously, prior to them landing on the beach, you don't think they were joking? Of course they were joking. They were making jokes. They were talking about all sorts of different things. They were talking about tits, ass, all sorts of stuff. They were joking. They were having humor. Why? Because that's what keeps you alive. That's what keeps you going, is the humor. So it's good to have a little bit of humor. You should always have the humor. You should never lose the humor, man. Never, ever. Humor is the essential thing necessary, especially in hard times like these. Keeping that humor, keep it up to the 90%, man. I need a red key. But let's get back to Shadow. Listen, guys. Shadow, when it works great. Is it a perfect service? Of course not. There is no such a thing as a perfect service. Not that I know of. But it works. Just like Google Stadia works. But please keep in mind, Shadow, it's not a gaming platform. Okay, it's not like you click on Shadow and there's tons of games showing up, hundreds of games showing up, like a Netflix or something. No, it's not that kind of a service. Shadow is you having your own Shadow PC. They built your Shadow PC and it's yours. It has your Windows, it has your components, it has your data that you put on there. It is your PC. The difference is you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to build a PC. You just need a monthly subscription and a reliable internet connection. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. You don't know. But even knowing you're gonna die, sometimes you should go with a laugh, you know. But what laugh helps you, it eases the focus from the danger of what's coming. So that way you don't think about the danger all the time. And you just stay focused on having a good time. Hey, there's like 100% chance we're gonna die here on this beach. 100%. But guess what? We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna say some good jokes. You know, and that's like the only way I would look at it. That was like the only way I would approach it. Is if you're gonna go, might as well go with laugh, right? Have some good laughs, have some good jokes. Fuck it, right? I mean, Shadow is unique, Miles, in a way that you can use it like it's a computer. Pretty much, it's your own PC. Now, I did criticize the Shadow for not giving us more storage space. I don't think 250 gigabytes. Hold on. Oh, how am I gonna do this? Hold on. That's not gonna work. Like the storage space is the one problem that I see right now with the Shadow, is there's not enough storage space for you to play all these games. You know, how are you gonna play all these games if you don't have enough storage, right? I think if they were selling it with 1 terabyte, I think with 1 terabyte, people would have the ability to install at least 13 games or 14 games or maybe even 15 games, and they would be able to play all these games. But the storage is the one concern that I have, and I think they're going to work on that. They're going to obviously give you the option to upgrade in the future, I think. I really don't know what to do here, dude. I'm like, so hold on a second. Just give me 1 second. I just got to check something. All right, we go. Now we're just checking something. I need a new card, a yellow card. Where's the yellow card? This game originally came on Nintendo 64. A lot of people ask me, did you know about this game when it was released in 97? I said yes, but I was preoccupied playing other games. Games like Zelda and 007, stuff like that, GoldenEye 007. So Turok 64, I played that. They are, and I think they're collecting the metadata, Miles Jazz. They're collecting the metadata. They're trying to learn as much as they can about, and every little bit of helps. You know, like I told them the issues that I had with the error code 104, error code 102, and 104, and they appreciate that I did that. That I told them about that problem. You know. I don't know what to do here. I'm kind of stuck. But anywho, here let's just save the game. Put it here. Save it. Yes. And then let's exit. Exit. Yes. Oh, you had a Doom 32 version. That's cool. That's awesome. I still have my Resident Evil 3. Oh, that's cool, man. I still got my Resident Evil 3. Still there. Resident Evil 3 demo. I hope I didn't delete it. Did I? I might have deleted. I finished it. It was good. To the part where I meet the Nemesis. Oh my god. But playing it on a PC is the best way. Oh my God, they would do so much. All right, I think. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to. I think I deleted this game. Sorry about that, guys. I just realized I deleted it because I finished it. I deleted it. Hold on a second.